Think you know marketing? Think again. Welcome to Envisioning Success. We're breaking down what actually works and what's wasting your time.
I will die on this hill. It is cheaper to keep a customer than to get a customer.
You need to define what growth actually means to you.
Do you even scale, bro?
They're able to see really impressive profits because they focus on retention. Ready? Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Envisioning Success. Today is going to be a humdinger. Today we are talking about, breaking rules. And the first thing we're going to be talking about in this 4-episode arc is stop chasing growth for the sake of growth. There's some contrarian opinions being brought to you, served up by myself and the lovely and talented Julia Becker Collins. So buckle up, and this is going to be a good one. As always, this show is lovingly sponsored by Vision, celebrating 25 years of, oh my God, we're good at this stuff. We help you do marketing, find new customers, keep your existing customers, and take a lot of stress off your plate all at the same time. So give us a call if you want to know how to do things better and quit being aggravated. So, Julia, how are you? Happy New Year. What's poppin'?
Well, speaking of breaking things, a little off topic, but we like to do that here. My cat decided to win Asshole of the Year today. And
yours
broke
too?
an antique glass bowl right after she puked on the stairs. So
Ooh.
it's going great. 2025 is going great for me.
Oh, kitty, why do you do that?
If you don't know, Vision Advertising is a deeply animal-loving agency, and I think almost everyone here has a cat or a dog or something, and so all we do is share stories about our animals. And today's story is lovingly brought to you by my tiny terrorist, Leslie Nope.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. How are you? Happy New Year. How are things?
Not bad. My tiny little terrorist, we've determined he is fully bipolar.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he goes from like cuddle mode to murder mode, just like that.
Nice.
And my parents are here visiting from Massachusetts, and for those who don't know, I live in Florida, and it's great. So my dad is Grampy, and my little psycho loves Grampy sometimes. The problem is it's not always clear when he loves Grampy. So sometimes there will be blood, other times there will be cuddles. Who knows what it's going to be? You put your hand in the fire and hope for the best.
It's a roll of the dice, really. It's like kitty cat Russian roulette.
Yeah, I come home and there's usually injuries and like little tufts of fur, like tumbleweeds, floating around the house because both of my little terrorists have been fighting while I was gone. I'm like, nice.
It's great.
Yep,
get a cat, they said.
Yep. But what would I be without my kitties?
I don't know. I have no idea what my life is like without a cat at this point. But
no, I've had one my whole life.
Yeah.
There was that brief period when I was in college where I didn't have one, and it was like, I don't know, man. It was empty. There was some stuff missing. I was like, there are no cuddles, there are no purrs, there are no pats. This sucks. It's just me with my big stupid feelings. What am I supposed to do? Console myself? What? No.
That's the joke. So if those that don't know, I also have a dog, and the joke in our house is that she is like holding up our mental health. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We don't deserve dogs, and we are the staff for cats.
Correct.
Yeah, it's my cat's world. I just have the privilege of living in it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
today in my cat's world, we had to break things. So.
Well, they just needed you to know who's the boss.
Yep.
Leslie. All right, folks, let's talk about marketing. This is going to be a good one. I honestly, if you know me even a little, you'll know that I routinely have a contrarian take on just about everything. Also in my personal life, so I'm real fun to be married to. Shout out to you, hubby. So, but I think that the prevailing wisdom and like common sense, it really doesn't always work out. And if common sense were actually common, people would actually have it. But they don't. And I think, the first thing about the subject today, chasing growth for the sake of growth, everybody just does that and they focus on, oh, I got to grow my company. Oh, I got to grow my company. Oh, I got to grow my company. Okay, why? Have you gotten to the point where you should grow it, or are you just trying to acquire a larger hamster wheel? Are you growing towards something that is functional without you? Have you been able to, as I love to say, fire yourself? You can't, well, you can, or you're just going to be burnt out and pissed off, but like you really shouldn't just focus on growth without a specific plan and a vision for it. See what I did there? Vision. Trust me, we chose the name years ago for that reason. So anyway, we have 5 tips for you. I know, shocking, just like every other episode. And the first one is really simple. You need to define what growth actually means to you. Beyond just like growing, grow what? You want to grow your revenue, profit, market share, or quality of life? What do you actually want to grow? So before you even think about growing, which is a nebulous term, and before you start trying to attach SMART goals, and so today is January 9th, 2025, the day that we're recording this. So, we're inundated with New Year's crap and, resolutions that people have probably already, forgotten about and blah, blah, blah. But people always want to think about like stuff like SMART goals this time of year. And that's great. But people don't always get super clear on why the hell you have a goal in the first place. So
agreed.
Tip number 1 is get clear on what the growth actually means to you, and don't just look at only objective things, but sometimes it's subjective things like quality of life. Do you want more time with your family? We work with business owners who they actually have to be involved in their companies. So their companies are large enough to require a ton of their time, but not large enough, and they haven't always been able to fire themselves successfully. We love helping people with that. But like, I don't know, maybe you'd like to see your kid play soccer. Or maybe you'd like to clean cat vomit off the stairs. I know Julia has some big dreams. So what is
big goals over here? I have big goals.
I know. So that's tip number 1. Think about that one. Julia, what's number 2?
Number 2 is to optimize before scaling. This is a conversation I have with clients all the time. They want to grow. That's great. We've defined what growth means. We've defined how much they want to grow by, which is a really important metric. But then the conversation is, can you even handle that growth, right? Like, say you're selling a product and we are marketing wizards, and suddenly tomorrow you have 150% increase in your product sales. Do you even have 150% stock on hand or ability to create the product in time to ship it within your shipping window? Or do we need to have a better conversation around optimization, fixing inefficiencies, streamlining operations, doing a, ramp up to that 150% rather than just kind of jumping off onto the deep end? Or, are you even set up to handle that kind of action on your website? Do you have somebody on staff who is really like your operations ninja and can be like, all these sales came in, now all these sales have to go out? It's really all those pieces that you need to look at to make sure they're working, because otherwise you're going to scale and then dump. It's going to be terrible.
Yep. I think people really forget about this one quite a bit. I love that that's being talked about right now. How many times have we seen people try to scale their companies and they can't handle the influx that comes? I mean, to be clear, a big part of the reason why we do the show is for education, but not so obvious subtext. We love it when we get clients because of the show. But one of the conversations that we have is, well, we really want to grow our company. We want to scale our company. Cool. Do you, can you even handle it?
Right. Do you even scale, bro? You're welcome. It was a softball. It was right there. I had to make the joke.
That was funnier than it should have been. The fact that I know the meme means I need to get the hell offline. That's what that means. God.
What's number 3, Laura?
Yeah, you really don't want to scale broken systems. Like the thing that we've actually said in multiple episodes, and we do say this repeatedly as well, go back and listen. You want to be able to fire yourself. You're supposed to have a really good system that works. Your job is to build the machine, not build a job that imprisons you.
Yeah.
So take Julia's advice. So I'll take number 3. Here's one that's really contrarian, and nobody likes this one, especially all you go-getters in the audience. You have to know when to pause.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people hate that because they just want to go, 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 go and love momentum. That's lovely. But, and I say this all the time, poor Julia's been hearing it forever and a day now, you have to slow down to hurry up. You have to step back and assess your trajectory and actually look at it. Like, take all the steps back. For me, I take 3 weeks off at the end of every year, minimum, sometimes 4. And that pause is essential for me because I'm able to objectively see my company in the not bug's eye view. I'm not so close to it that I can't actually objectively see it. Breaks are good. Hit pause. It's why helpers are good. Julia's amazing at this. Julia, you're very, very objective at looking at our situation, client situations. And I think that you've been able to save a lot of people from scaling mistakes because you see the thing that people don't always want to see.
Yeah.
So good job.
It's why it's helpful to have a yin to your yang in leadership, right? So like having somebody else that complements you, which we've talked about in the past. But, you need somebody that can look at, if you're a glass half full person, you need somebody who's a glass half empty person. You need somebody that can be like, well, what if this happens? Or do you see this thing over here, etc.
Yep, absolutely. No, I love that. What's number 4?
Number 4, focus on customer retention. This is true no matter what. Whether you're scaling, whether you're stagnant, whether you're just running a lifestyle business, whether you're running a startup, a restaurant, I don't care. Even a nonprofit with donors, I will die on this hill. It is cheaper to keep a customer than to get a customer. Always, 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 always. You have to spend money on client retention, just like you have to spend money on employee retention. It's not something that you should set it and forget it. But that investment pays off over time so much more than the spending of the money to bring in a new client. It's highly profitable to keep your clients. So not only do you have money going, if a client leaves, you have money walking out the door, then you have to spend money to bring in a new client. And then you have to spend money to onboard that client. And then it's a less stable relationship. You make more money because you understand what the client needs. So when you retain a client, you have a better system. You don't have the onboarding ups and downs. You have already won their trust and they've stayed with you. So retaining clients is something you should absolutely be thinking about before you start thinking about bringing on new clients. And not for nothing, retaining clients is also a good way to start scaling, because if you're focusing on retention, then you will be making more money because fewer people are leaving.
Yep. Kind of automatic and easy math. And of course, you could upsell to those folks too. Easier to sell to people who already trust you than strangers who are like, who the hell are you?
Exactly. It's, I will die on that hill.
Costco will also die on that hill. No, seriously, they've built a multi-billion-dollar business because they focus so heavily on customer and member retention. That retention is their primary business model. And if you take a look at it, their membership is just pure profit because they're selling air. And when they do such a good job of keeping their members, keeping them happy, giving them the whole 2% back thing, they're they're able to see really impressive profits because they focus on retention. And I don't
Mhm.
know about you, but I friggin' love Costco. I spend too much money in that place. There is an entrance fee of like $500 just to walk in the door.
I
Um,
just saw a reel that was like, watch me come, go spend $200 at Costco when I was going to spend 30 because you didn't go in with a list. And so suddenly you're buying rotisserie chickens and grapes and frozen fried rice and who knows what else.
yeah. Yeah, but those rotisserie chickens, man, are twice the size of the dinkers that you get at Publix. And they're like only $5.
Mhm.
So you're getting 200% more chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be like Costco, folks. Focus on client retention. It's the easiest thing. And we focus on it as well. And, just in our own experience, we were, all in the management team, we were talking about one of the clients that we've had for like 10 years. Guess what? They're a huge priority to us. And not because they've been around for 10 years, but because it's an established relationship. We really care about these people. There's so much benefit to like knowing them really well. The meetings are actually fun. They trust us. We have so much transparency back and forth. And we're more invested. It's one of those things where like you've been watching like the same soap opera for 10 years. Oh my God. Can you believe that? Oh, yeah. Like you care. You're invested. You want to see it happen. So.
I love it.
All right. So the last thing that we have for you on this episode is avoiding vanity metrics. Everybody wants to focus on, did you see how many likes I got? Oh my God, my reel went viral. Did you convert that to dollars? Vanity metrics are meh.
I have a story. You ready?
Okay,
You're going to
let's
love
do
it.
it.
Okay. So myself and our director of marketing, prior to her promotion, a couple of years ago, we went to a marketing conference. I think it was a small business entrepreneurship marketing conference, whatever. We go to the TikTok seminar because we were like, I'm an elder millennial. I'm not on the clock talk.
Elder millennial?
I am the elderest of millennials. I am the first year of millennials. Yes, I know. The face you are making. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're seeing Laura's face. I didn't coin this phrase. This isn't a Julia original. I wish I could take credit for it. But I digress. Just roll with it for a
play
second.
offense and put it aside.
That's fine. Roll with it for a second because the
Rolling.
story gets great. So we're at the TikTok seminar. I'm learning all about it. The woman up on stage is, her bio in the thing is all about how she has made all this money on TikTok selling and marketing. I was like, great. I can't wait to learn from somebody else because if you know me, I'd never want to be the smartest person in a room. I always want to learn from other people. I want to see what other people are doing that's successful for them, etc. So we go to this session and she says, all you have to do is go viral on TikTok once and you'll be a millionaire. I swear to God. Okay, exactly. See, we had to get past the elder millennial part.
Laura has died. Leave a message at the beep.
So she then says, I'm going to have everyone here go live on TikTok while we're here, and you too will make lots of money from doing it. And I was like, this is the worst idea I've ever seen because not only is that entirely not true, like there is a monetization on TikTok.
22?
No, she wasn't. That's the best part is she wasn't like a child.
Sorry, my prejudice is showing.
No. It's fine. You would think that she was really young and didn't understand things. And her business wasn't even marketing. I think it was like real estate. And so that's the extra interesting part for me. I was like, oh, I want to see how she sells services on TikTok to a community that's not necessarily on TikTok because she's selling to like 40-something-year-olds. So she's like, I'm going to have everyone go live. And yes, you do get a certain amount of monetization if your account is set up for monetization on TikTok if you go live, but I'm talking like cents, not dollars. So we were like, great, let's do this.
You can't even pay rent on a refrigerator box for that.
Correct. So one of the reasons this is so terrible to do is that you're claiming one thing and then you're going to have people do it and they're not going to get those results. So we went live on TikTok and she was talking about how all you had to do is get lots of likes. And so Katrina, who is our amazing director of marketing here. We went live on her account for like 3 minutes, which apparently is a while. And she made 2 cents on that. And so when the woman asked, how much did everyone make and how many likes did you get? I just raised my hand and I was like, none, because it doesn't work. So vanity metrics are not always the best thing.
That is humiliating.
It's my favorite story.
It's now one of my favorites. Pro tip, here's a bonus tip. Don't do that. Yeah, don't use live ammunition when you're in a seminar. Don't
No,
give
it
people
was bad.
advice.
But it's
Dear
also,
Lord.
it speaks to exactly what you were saying, Laura, about vanity metrics. She was like, I've made so much money because I went viral, and all you have to do to go viral is go live. And A, that's not true. And B, that's not why she made money. And C, those metrics don't mean anything. She made money because she sells houses.
My soul hurts for this woman. Poor thing.
This is an episode that's worth watching on YouTube because our expressions are really...
I love this. Okay, well, maybe show notes where we can, include that just for grins and giggles.
You're welcome.
Yay! Okay, well, hope you got some really powerful stuff out of this episode, including a really powerful thing of don't do that. Thank you for that, Julia. I do love a good story. Yeah, avoid vanity metrics and in place of it, focus on, ROI. So I built a LinkedIn course because I was able to make $750,000 on LinkedIn in 1 year. And I wanted to reveal how I did it. At the beginning of the year, I actually didn't set out to do that. I just had a bunch of business objectives and things that I wanted to do. Here's how I did it. Short and long of it, I analyzed my numbers like crazy. And I also analyzed ratios. So I built my own spreadsheet with calculations because God, I love a good formula. People don't know this about me, but I'm the biggest dork on earth. I'm like, ooh, spreadsheets. Yeah. I love it. And quadrants. Oh, I'm so fun at parties.
I literally just closed out of Excel.
Yes, I am a nerd and I feel good about it. So anyway, I built my own program basically that will analyze the ratios between how many likes and how many comments and how many conversions and how many people clicked on my book time with me link that day. And when I had really high numbers, I did more of that thing. When I had bad numbers, I did less of that thing. And I was able to build a success trajectory based on powerful data that you can actually get. It's all there. So that was just one platform that I did that with. And the crazy part is I didn't have huge numbers. It's not about huge numbers. It's actually about ratios.
I was just having this conversation with somebody in a sales meeting where I said, one of the distinguishing factors for us as an agency is that we care about objective facts. We're not going to go 7 rounds with you about a shade of blue. If you're emotionally tied to a certain shade of blue, we'll use that shade of blue. That's great. Sounds good. Yeah. But what we care about, in addition to doing the best job possible, is looking at what does your client want? Where do they make buying decisions? And what do the numbers say about all of that? And when we talk about LinkedIn, people are usually like, that's not a great platform. Like I could tell a story about today where I had a terrible experience on LinkedIn, but there's always a way to look at it with numbers. And the course you created is so helpful for people, not only because it's just like demystifying a platform that people don't really understand, but it's also coming from that place of objective facts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think, I was in the group of people that, used to say, oh, I don't really love this platform. Well, frankly, I didn't know how to use it. It's easy to love something you don't, or not love something that you don't understand. But once the veil is lifted, it's like, oh, this isn't about my opinion and it's not about the big bad algorithm is out to get me. No, it actually means my shit sucks. Right. And if I follow the data to make my shit suck less, then I can learn and grow. And, then you will grow for purpose versus just, yay, I'm popular online. Cool. Is your bank account any bigger? That's what we're really going for.
Yep.
Cool. Next episode, more hot takes. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Just tune in. Once again, we're sponsored by Vision. So go to vision-advertising.com to check us out, see what we do and how we can serve you. But also, we'd love some feedback about the show if you have any. If there's something you want us to cover that would really, really tickle your brain, just let us know what it is. If you want us to assess your marketing, we do that for free. No charge, no strings attached, no hard pitch, because those are gross. So you let us know what you need. We're here to serve, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.